Hello and welcome to No Tactics. I'm Oscar.
And I'm Tom.
In this video, we're going to preview the North London derby.
Man City versus Newcastle.
Everton versus Manchester United.
And who is Hill Dickinson?
Where else to begin, of course, than the North London derby. Spurs versus Arsenal. This game always seems to deliver in terms of entertainment and stress. Look, with Spurs sacking their manager Thomas Frank, which I'm devastated about. You know, I think he's shown how much of a loyal fan he was to Arsenal. I think he probably is as gutted as I am not to be in the dugout for this match. So Igor Tudor comes in.
It's massive. It's massive for you guys. I feel like if you can turn over Tottenham in this position where they've got the new manager, maybe a new manager bounce.
Well, this is what I'm thinking about.
What's going to happen? Because Frank loved Arsenal. Frank had the mug and everything.
I know.
And I don't know, I think it's going to be a bit of a spicy game.
In the sense that we don't know what to expect from Spurs, I don't even think Spurs know what to expect for themselves. The new manager bounce is something that I think a lot of people do fear. I mean, you guys probably showed it very well when you played Man City all those weeks ago. You were very unpredictable for Man City and you turned them over 2-0. So I think for this game, we have to be a little bit cautious. All right, well, they're not going to be the same Spurs team as before. They're obviously going to be up for it. Derby, why wouldn't they be? But I think for us, we've just got to maybe focus on ourselves and not worry too much about what they could come out with. Tudor is kind of a bit of a Sam Allardyce figure in the sense that he comes to clubs to try and save them from relegation. That will be his main job as he's coming into the team. So he might set them up pretty defensively and we'll have to break them down.
Yeah, and I think everyone was saying at the start of the season when obviously Arsenal went against Spurs originally that they hated that Thomas Frank went back five and he was very defensive. They're going to see the same with Tudor, but it's just whether he's got enough time to be able to actually be on the training pitch to be able to help them out.
Who's even going to play for Spurs as well? They've had so many injuries.
It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous.
Odegaard did his ACL the other day. So
did he do his ACL?
Yeah. So I'm actually struggling to think like what that first 11 is going to be. But then who the hell is going to be on? I think I could be on that bench at this point. Well, actually, I don't want to play for Spurs, but there could be a competition for someone to play on that bench.
I mean, I feel like it maybe is the perfect time for youth players to come through, but I don't really know of any Spurs youth players. I think they've farmed out that, what was his name? The winger.
Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore, yeah. I think Archie Gray scored the other day. He looked.
He would definitely play.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a weird team, isn't it? I feel sorry for Spurs in the sense of how many injuries they've had this season. But yeah, I don't know what the game's going to be. It's going to be really, really hard to predict. I
think if we're just going to base it on how good the two teams are, I mean, essentially it is first versus what? Are they 16th, 17th?
I mean, the bottom half of the table, they're in relegation spots.
Yeah, so if I'm looking at it that way, if I'm just taking away the whole emotion behind it, which obviously is a massive factor going into...
I mean, it's all emotion for
you. Yeah, and form does go out the window, actually, for these kind of games. But if I am just looking at who the better team, then it's us. I think we'll probably just have to maybe weather a storm for the first 10, 20 minutes when the fans might be up for it. But if we were to get an early goal, that will really really kill the hopes from whatever's left in the Spurs fans, let's be real. I think and I hope it's just going to be a stress-free game. They never are. I mean, the game against Brentford was not easy. Brentford are a really good team. And actually coming out there with a draw could be a good point at the end of the season. That remains to be seen. I think, 2-0, clean sheet, just get out of there and just go on to the next game.
Is Saka back? That's the question, because there was the talks of him coming back, but then I don't know. I think he's going to come back, and he's just signed a new contract. So
new contract bounce.
I can't see anything other than Arsenal smashing Spurs, and I think this is the 1 week I think I'm going to be in. Arsenal.
Every week you've backed against us. Now the one time you backed us, I'm a bit scared.
I reckon you're pumping them 4-0, because I can't see it unless Spurs get a cheeky goal and then Arsenal absolutely lose their heads. I can't see anything other than...
I think that's where the game can be lost for Arsenal, is for them to lose their heads, because obviously as we're getting closer and closer to the end of that title race, the pressure is going to crank up. I know obviously City play just before us as well, so they could get 3 points and just be on our tails. So I think mentally, this is a massive weekend, and if Spurs do rattle us and maybe get a goal, then I think we'll really see our Arsenal different this year. Because right now it still remains to be seen. going back into the Saka thing though, it could be interesting because I know actually he's been in and out of the team with injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it was against Wigan, but he actually played like as an inside sort of like number 10, and he looked unreal.
I think he's probably not the perfect player to play on the wing, because it's just not that, as much as he's amazing at crossing the ball. The reason why we think that, like some people that aren't Arsenal fans think that Saka isn't world class, is because today's football is all about stats, and he doesn't really get the assists and goals in the last 2 seasons now.
Last season, I think actually this, just before he got that major injury last season, he was on for his best season in terms of goals and assists. But I think putting him into that position, you could see how much more of a threat he was and how he brought in the rest of the team. Obviously, Madueke's looked really good on the right. So does Arteta sort of roll the dice and just be like, yeah, I'm just going to put the best players that are playing right now? And look, Eze, could he, he obviously played really well against Spurs last time. Could it be the match for him again? We'll see. But
I mean, he can't show up for 2 games in one season.
If he got a hat-trick again, that would just be the funniest thing.
He can't do anything in any other game other than against Spurs. It would be beautiful.
That would be funny. So what was your prediction then?
4-0 battering Arsenal on Spurs.
For some reason, Tom, you've made me more nervous now, but I'm here for it. Let's go. Well, I think going on to the next game, which is, as we sort of alluded to beforehand, Man City versus Newcastle, which is the 12:30 kickoff.
Oh, we were saying about
this.
We
were talking about 12:30 kickoffs. So far, the 12:30 kickoffs haven't delivered in terms of surprises. Could we see a surprise this 12:30 on Saturday?
Well, where is it? Is it at the Etihad?
It is at the Etihad.
Oh, so it's going to be quiet. It's going to be silent other than the small away fan section. Oh, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it just because I hate City. But also, it kind of just puts a nail in the coffin for the Premier League and makes you guys basically run away with it. But I don't know. Haaland...
They're kind of motivated and galvanised right now, especially that result a few weeks ago against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think they probably realise in their heads that, no, this title race is far from over. Haaland, he might not even play, we'll see. Yeah. But that obviously could change things. And what I will say is for City, recently, they haven't maybe depended on him as much. I think Marmoush come into the fore a bit. But I think physically, City do look a lot better with Guéhi at the back. I think before they had all those injuries and looked really light defensively, you could easily get through them. But I think since they've signed Guéhi, I do think they've got a bit of steel back, which is a bit worrying to see.
I think also, I don't think there's enough being spoken about that Rodri isn't looking like the player that he was before his injury. I think I know this is a big shout, but in the summer I can't see him staying. I think he's going to go into Real Madrid. I think he will go on to one of these big teams that are away from the Premier League because he looks like he's lost the yard of pace. And I think that's probably why they're struggling a little bit more. I think, I don't know, it's one of those things. At the Etihad, it's not really a power to be reckoned with. They haven't really got the fan base behind them in that sense. But I don't know, it's Pep Guardiola in it.
I think as well, if you look at Newcastle, if we're talking about big midfield players, Guimaraes is out until April. And he's been unreal for Newcastle this season. So for him not playing...
Isn't there a stat where they haven't won without Guimaraes since he's been in the team or something?
I wouldn't be surprised because they have been... I mean, obviously they beat Aston Villa the other evening, which was impressive, without Guimaraes, obviously. So I do think, okay, well, maybe they could kick on from this. They've obviously got their game midweek against Qarabag in the Champions League. So
a massive game.
Which is massive for them. Will they maybe have their heads sort of thinking about that second leg going into the game on the weekend? That we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I just can't see any possible way of Newcastle getting something from this game. I think I saw a mad stat as well that Newcastle haven't beaten City away in God knows how long. I can't remember the last time Newcastle beat them at the Etihad.
No, I'm thinking about it as well. Like, who's going to score the goals? Anthony Gordon can't really score goals. Wissa is absolutely out of form. Nick Woltemade, he started in the Premier League so well, but then he's kind of fallen off. Who's gonna sort of bring that goal? Guimaraes this season has been the one that has...
He's been the main man.
He's been chipping in with the goals.
Tonali obviously chipped in recently against Villa. So, I think I'd love it if they got a draw. I would take that. I'll bite your hand off. But I'm just going to be realistic. I think this is a comfortable 2-3-0 win to City.
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be a goal from Newcastle. I don't know where it's going to come from.
There's going to be a goal.
There's going to be a goal, but for who? I don't know. I could see someone like Big Dan Burn turn up with a header.
Dan Burn, 89th minute, bomber. Oh.
Oh no, but they'll already be 3-0 down at that point.
Sorry, I get ahead of myself.
Yeah, I think it's still going to be a City battering.
Okay.
But yeah, 3-1, I'd say.
3-1, and yeah, that will just keep the title race going for another weekend. Well, not title race. You had a title sort of aspiration a couple of weeks ago, Tom. But your team, Manchester United, playing Everton away on Monday under the lights of not Goodison Park. What is the name of the Hill Dickinson Stadium?
Hill Dickinson
that
Stadium.
Probably is the worst new name for a stadium ever. The Hill Dickinson Stadium.
I don't know. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is pretty.
Is that
shit.
the name of their stadium?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it was ever completely signed off, but yeah, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium's why it's called. It's not called White Hart Lane.
Who's Hill? What is Hill Dickinson?
I don't really know.
Dickinson's Real Deals. Do you remember that?
Maybe it's. I think it's something local. I think they call it. I don't know.
Let us know in the comments below. Hill Dickinson, if you're watching, mate, let us know. Come on the show. Yeah, let's talk about the game on Monday, Tom. Everton away. This game's always been pretty good for the neutral.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think looking at the game, I'm a bit worried. After the last game, obviously I was on cloud 9 up until the last game. And then we just showed a few sort of pictures of a little bit of cracking and we just didn't look completely right. Maybe we needed that. Maybe we needed to have a knock. I know we drew the game in the end, so it was cracking. But maybe we needed that knock to be able to bring something forward. But I don't know. Everton are one of those weird teams that you know that Tiano Barry has absolutely missed every shot recently.
But he's been doing all right recently, though.
But he's going to score against United. He's going to score against United. That's the thing. It's going to be one of those positions where James Tarkowski is going to get someone sent off, and it'll be a bit of a scrappy game. I'd love to see a draw. I'd love to see us win, but I think it could end up.
You'll take a point, genuinely.
I take a point now because I think right now we've got to start thinking about what the end of the season is going to look like, and obviously us getting into the Champions League is one of the biggest priorities.
It's there for the taking, by the way.
And David Moyes is coming back to his old stomping ground.
He'll want to maybe, let you guys know what you could have been getting.
Oh, it's one of those things. It just pictures. In my mind, I'm thinking it could be maybe our first loss. But at the same time, if you said to me right now, shake my hand, take a draw, I'd take it. But Benjamin Šeško has got to come firing out. We've got to start him.
Scored a great goal the other evening against West Ham. I think he should be in line to start.
And the weird thing about that was the cross. You thought the cross was shambolic. You saw it.
No, he did really well.
And it was beautiful. So I think he needs to be galvanised by that. He needs to push on. And I think this is the time where Carrick needs to put him in the squad. Okay. It's just trying to work out how the rest of the team works with him, because we saw him with Amorim. He just didn't look right in that position.
Right.
So maybe we go to an old school 4-4-2 and have Mbeumo and Šeško up top. That would be really nice.
That'd be fun.
But no, I don't know. It's what you're going to find with Moyes' teams is they're always going to be sitting in a low block and then try and attack you on the counter.
I think one thing you could maybe take encouragement of is, of course, you drawing against West Ham the other evening, which put the nail in the coffin for that dude having a haircut for at least a few more weeks. I think that's taken the pressure off you and him. Because I know for a fact, I think Cunha came out saying actually how it's put pressure on the team. So I think, okay, put that behind you. 5 games is a long way away now. You can just sort of build that run. And then when it does get to the 4th game again, all eyes will be on United and United Strand.
Oh, I hate the United Strand. That guy.
No, leave it out, man.
That guy
is giving money to charity.
Jinxed us. He is. We can't win 5 games in a row now because
you're blaming it on a guy with an afro.
We're caring about this guy's shape up more than us winning 5 in a row.
That's the problem. It's your fault, not his.
I just hate it. I just
don't think he realised how big this joke has become and how far he's taken it. And yeah, I don't think he expected it to take this long. Look, you guys should have, if you're just talking about winning on paper, you should have just won that 5th game in a row the other evening. And then we wouldn't even be talking about it. But now we're back to square one. I think this is going to be a whole separate video when the next 5 wins in a row are coming. But you just need to get that win on the board and think about the next 4.
Do you know how many days he is now? He's over 500 days now. Over 500 days without a trim. Honestly, I go 2 weeks. Like right now, my trim is looking dodgy. 500 days. I can't believe it.
Yeah, look, we'll see. So you think you'll draw the game then?
No, I would love to see us win. But if I'm a betting man, which I am, I'd love to see us draw a good 2-2. Because then it'll be a worthwhile game.
I was thinking a 2-2 as well, to be fair.
Because I think Everton will absolutely smash us, and it will go 2-0, and we'll be like, oh my God, this is the first loss.
Yeah.
And then Carrick will bring it back, and it will be 2-2 in the end.
Okay. Yeah, I do think you have this sort of resilience about you guys recently, how even if you're losing or, you know, even against us or against Fulham, like you have maybe a little bit of a, you know, punch in the gut and thinking, okay, we'll just take the draw or lose. But then you do seem to get a late goal. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a late goal. Maybe, yeah, I think a 2-2 as well could be plausible. I think it'll be a good game.
I mean, I'll be so happy if we win anyway, though.
I think so will the United strand. Well, I think that's all of the games of note this weekend. Let us know in the comments below if you agreed with our predictions, disagreed with our predictions, or if you Hill Dickinson. Let us know. I've been Oscar.
And I've been Tom.
And we've been No Tactics.
Thank you very much. Bye.